Ding.
And welcome to another GamingStooges review. Let's review.
I don't know. Shit. I don't know. Someone read the title of the video. Quick.
Boku wa Tomodachi ga Sukunai next. Which is...
Boku wa Tamagotchi de Digimon lay next.
Play next XD face.
Yeah, the fuck title you reading, Cloud?
Yeah, Cloud. Jesus. And if you don't put what I just... Actually, no one would know what... It's okay, never mind. I give up.
Okay. So, this is the second season of Boku wa.
Because we did the first season on the OVA.
Yes. So... Where should we begin? Besides, it picks up right after season 1 leaves off.
What the fuck happened to Senna's hair?
I don't know.
Okay, so the first thing
you see.
The first thing that happens is Senna decides that it's a good idea to put her hair in what they call a heap, and
you put watermelons in that, right?
You basically just put whatever looks good in it, even if it's something that doesn't make any sense. Like if you want to put a satellite in there, just throw a satellite in there. A grilled cheese sandwich, let's shove that in there too.
Yes, please. Thanks.
Oh, sweet, a widescreen TV. Yeah, let's put that in there too. Now I can watch TV off of her hair. Can even put a little generator in there somewhere.
Probably.
We'll fit it
somewhere.
Okay.
Isn't the first episode the one where we see Senna masturbate too? Or is it like a little bit later?
We'll get to that next.
It's been so long since I actually watched all these episodes.
Yeah, my memory on it is fuzzy.
It all just kind of blurs together into one thing, and it's like
one very long episode.
Yeah, it was pretty much one very long episode over the course of
blonde tits.
Yeah.
Honestly, I'm gonna have to say the way that the episodes ended, yeah, it did feel like one big long episode, and I watched it all in one sitting too.
Yeah, so it's because I remember almost everything that happened during the season, and I didn't watch it all at once. I watched I think I watched the first 5 episodes. After I got done with the first season in the OVA, and then I had to start watching them as they aired.
Yeah, okay. we were doing that for a while.
Yeah. Okay. It is what you said about the whole masturbating thing. Yeah, that is the first episode of the season.
Boom.
Oh, okay.
She's all sniffing hair, and she's masturbating. Okay. It's
yeah. So.
And it's Yozora of all people.
Yeah. What happened was, Senna actually takes pictures of Yozora. And she also takes things that Yozora uses, and she hoards them in her room, and she uses them to remind herself of her grudge against Yozora. And apparently, she masturbates to it too.
She was touching herself.
She was. It didn't hold. Season 2 did not hold back. No. She literally was touching herself. You couldn't really see anything because she had her legs crossed over, but you saw it was happening.
It was delicious. And then she runs out naked or something. She was howling in the moon.
No. What happened was
the heap thing, and then they dressed up as each other.
Yeah,
because Yozora had her fucking wig.
When they did the heap thing, they tricked her into also spinning around and howling at the moon that night.
You spin me right. Are we gonna insert that song there?
No. Oh.
Okay. So the first few episodes aren't too dramatic. You don't have anything going on.
Yeah, you do. The second one, the
the second episode, Rika decided to bring her one of her homoerotic games, and she decided to bring an anime adaptation, which was toned down. And she insisted that everybody watch it. And Yozora fell in love with it and called it a masterpiece.
I think we know what Yozora likes.
What's funny, too, is that Yozora insisted that Senna read off the script of her game, But Yoza never took into account that the game version of the anime she just watched is just as bad, if not worse, than what Senna had to read out loud. She didn't take that into account, but...
I think she's just being a hypocrite.
Yes.
I'd read off Senna's video game.
You'd do it with normal hentai to begin with.
I know. I'm sorry. Go, man.
Oh, yeah. They also meet Kate, Maria's older sister.
Yes.
They're like, the boobs.
Boobs. Maria with boobs.
It's like I'm looking into the future here. Somebody got the Master Sword, obviously.
Maria's pretty cool, although she
isn't used much, and
she's not used much. I don't think
she really used much to begin with.
I don't think they used her enough.
No.
They could have fleshed her out a little bit more. Also, they did.
Yeah, at least she's there.
Also, the second episode has something where Yoza insisted that they practice comparing exam answers, and Senna totally wiped the floor and had like perfect grade on her exam.
She was like missing 5 points. She got like 895 out of 9.
Yeah. So she friggin' was listing off the answers to like every single one, and Yoza got pissed off because Senna's smart.
Yeah.
But I mean that part doesn't really matter. What really mattered was the Homo Game Club.
The Homo Game, Homo Games.
The third episode, Kodaka has 2 new sisters apparently now.
Oh, that's the one where they like, is it?
Yeah, it's the part where Maria decided to
ran away. She ran away.
She shows up at Kodaka's house. And
Bam!
Kate is constantly
is she okay?
calling.
She going? Did she do
that? It's like this isn't really running away. It's more like you forced her on me, and now you're calling to check up on her every 5 minutes.
Can you shut up? I'm going to disconnect my phone soon.
That's what he did.
Yeah.
So.
Well, at least he actually had the intelligence to do that.
But they had that, and then there was another part where they played a thing called King's Game, and at the club, and everybody what normally happens.
Indirect kiss.
What normally happens in King's Game is that the king is decided, and then the king gets to make an order to have someone do whatever they want. Unfortunately, they knew that this meant Yoza and Senna would be creating hell, so they decided rather than let them choose whatever they wanted, everybody wrote down orders, and they just had the king pick from them. And
which was worse?
They had a couple of goofy things, and then Senna got the last one.
Oh, yes.
And Kodaka and her were supposed to kiss, and Yoza freaked out, so
Indirect kiss.
So Kodaka decided to take a sip of Senna's drink, and it was like, yeah, I guess everything's settled now.
Yeah, it's an indirect kiss. We win. Should have been a real one.
And then, if anyone was curious as to why Senna was so important in the first season, it's all answered near the end of the third episode. Kodaka receives a call from his father. He's supposed to marry Senna.
Dun, dun, dun.
And
I clearly didn't see that coming.
I did.
Then the next episode shows up, and
a man is among them.
Yes, Kodaka thought that it was just Senna's dad that was like drunk and saying, "Oh, hey, they're getting."
Yeah, he thought he was fucking with him.
Yes. So the next couple of episodes, you're led to believe that's what the case was. But
no.
I
didn't believe that one bit. I knew that they were supposed to butt fuck, and then that was supposed to.
Who said anything about butt sex, Landon? Nobody said anything about butt.
Okay, so Senna puts her butt up against his butt, and then like I don't know, Rika comes in and takes Kodaka, fuck him, and then I don't know, shit.
Okay, this got really weird.
What?
All right. So going back to what happened, they all go to They all go to a theme park, and they go
Oh, yeah.
coaster ride.
Rika.
This is one of my favorite parts of the second season.
It's Rika.
Okay, so hold on. So the first group, Yoza and Senna, they're just kind of bitching at each other.
I'm dying.
They're freaking out, so that's whatever. But then Kodaka and Maria and Kobato, their ride was nothing special. But Kodaka and Rika, they're going up, and Rika's at first wicked excited, and then she starts panicking near the top. And then as soon as they're about to go down, all she does is throw up the horn, and she's just like, fuck. She even said it in English too. She was like, fuck off.
And then off what she said last time.
They go down, and Yukimura starts chanting some weird incantation. I don't know. But you just have Yukimura just chilling in the back, mumbling some sort of weird spell, whatever it is. Oh. Everybody else is like pissed off and freaking out because of the roller coaster. Rika's shouting obscenities.
Yes.
And Yoza and Senna decide to have a match. They decide to they take the roller coaster ride again and again and again and again. They do it 9 times. Because they insisted that one of the others would puke first. And they both ended up puking at the end. When Kodaka was like, you guys shouldn't go on the ride anymore. And they were like, they were zombified. They were just latched onto each other, pulled each other up, and they were getting ready to go again. And Kodaka's like, you guys shouldn't do that.
And then they go see like a little play, and Senna's like related or something. I don't know. I forget. It's all fuzzy now.
Yeah. Oh, and then everybody learns that Yukimura is a girl, even though...
Then she becomes a butler. She's a butler now. Don't worry about it.
Hold on.
She's a butler.
That was actually near... Was that near the end? No, I think that was the next episode.
It starts like the next thing. And
the very next thing that happens is Yozora decides to dress her up as a butler because she insists on pushing Yukimura's whole idea of I will become a man thing. So she decides to put it in Yukimura's head that real manliness transcends biological sex.
Seems legit.
Even women are men.
Yeah. If they can grow a dick, yeah, sure.
And then Yozora decides to play a dating sim, which is the exact same dating sim as the one that Senna played back in the first season, but it's gender swapped.
Ooh.
And Yozora first decides not to... She has a really boring story with that, too. She just, like, doesn't do anything with her character when it comes to seeing guys in the game. And then she sees the one guy, but the guy's like, I can't be with you. And then her character slaps him, and then she walks away alone.
And then she becomes successful and lonely and then dies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Kodaka insisted that Rika try to create less... What's the word I'm looking for? Less conventional devices, because Rika's supposed to be some kind of mad scientist thing in his mind. So she invents a time machine.
Dun, dun, dun.
But it wasn't really a time machine. It was actually just a sleep device that would let him have any dream he wanted. And he ends up dreaming about the thing that happened 10 years ago with Yoza when he meets her for the first time.
Sex.
And
right.
He's saying her name out loud when he's in this hypnotic dream, and everybody finds out that Yoza and him were friends. Dun dun dun!
Even though that wasn't supposed to happen.
So at first, everybody's kind of uneasy, but then they get over it, and then they decide that they're going to participate in the school festival. And then all the characters...
Hey guys, you know what we should do?
What?
Let's make a movie!
Well, first, they all decide to test if they were good maids. And Senna does
Yay!
Senna does like this wicked, bitchy tsundere maid thing. No, wait, no. Was it Senna or was it Rika?
Oh, it was Rika. Senna was like,
Rika.
Oh, like she did the whole...
Senna was wicked nice for like no reason.
And then she like did the whole heart thing to warm up your tea, and then...
and everybody freaked out at that. No, Rika was the one that was like the sadomasochistic maid one.
Yep.
And then at the end, she's like, come back again. And he was like, what is that supposed to do? That's supposed to bring me back after you shit all over me?
Yes.
Yes, that is.
Because I enjoy that type of pleasure. I mean, pain. I mean...
What?
Sorry.
So...
then...
they decide to try a fortune-telling booth, and Yozora decides to trick Senna. Oh, wasn't this the one when Senna was spinning around on the roof? Yes. This is the one when she had Senna spin around on the roof, not the part in the first episode. That's our mistake. But she has Senna spin around on the roof a couple times and howl at the moon, basically. And
that didn't do anything.
That didn't do anything, so Senna goes...
Then they, like, fight each other, and then something happens, and then they like each other kind of again.
Kobato comes back to the club room, and they all decide that because Kobato's birthday is soon, that they're going to have a birthday party for her.
So they have to go shopping. So they all get on, so that they like, ask for a special date with Kodaka, but, you know, he's like, okay, everyone, let's go at the same time. And so they're all, like, pissed. And then he goes on a date with Senna while everyone else goes shopping. And Senna doesn't, like, they don't see it as a date, but it's a date. I said it was a date. I don't know about you, but it was a date. Hey, it was a date.
Okay.
It was
Pretty much.
And something about Yozora was wearing, like, girly girl clothes, but she thought it was boy clothes. And then she's like, oh, you can see me. Fuck. I have to go buy some new clothes, thanks.
Yeah.
That happened. And then there was Evil Death Chant, birthday song.
Oh, yeah.
It's like a fucking cult.
Because every anime does that.
And then after that, Kate drops like another hint to Kodaka because he's still kind of oblivious to the whole, oh hey, you're getting married to Senna thing.
Hey, guess what?
He puts it off, so the
Pussy.
We're not there
Pussy.
yet.
No. It's
No.
happening. It happens.
It's not. It starts to gradually show.
This is where I started calling him a pussy.
Because honestly, this is where it starts. This is where it really starts. This episode, episode 8, they go back to what they're going to do with the with the festival, and they decide to make a movie.
Guys, it only happened in every other, fucking anime.
Hurry! I'm sorry. I had a really bad...
You need something for that cough.
Oh.
Not only Haruhi.
Not only Haruhi, but Haruhi is one of the bigger ones for me, so I decided to cough that up.
Hey, Endless Eight.
Hey, Landon is the only one that can die here.
Sorry.
Wait.
No.
Wait, what?
I don't want to... so he pussy modes all over everything from the rest of the season.
All right.
Yeah, I think I think season 2 is Kodaka is most unlikable.
All right, hold on. Let's finish summarizing.
Oh, he pussy modes.
So
they start 4 episodes, and they kick him out or something.
Hold on. So this episode, they were doing a movie thing.
They do that for 4 episodes.
Hold on. Because what happens is, in the first episode, Yozuna keeps changing the script because she's trying to make her and Kodaka two the lead roles, basically. And everybody else is getting pissed off at this. Yep.
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 All right.
Yep.
Yep.
Sorry about that.
Yep.
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 Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Where were we?
Okay. Something
changing
pissed off.
scripts, pussy mode.
Everybody else is pissed off.
Yeah, that happened.
They're starting to get the filming going, and this random chick that hates Senna decides to start, like she doesn't fully finish getting in everybody's business yet, but Kodaka bumps into her. Her name was Aoi.
Yeah.
Yeah, Aoi.
Ow.
That hurt.
Ow.
Okay. So she thinks that Kodaka is Senna's boyfriend, and
he's amazing. No, he's too busy pussy mode. Please, bitch, shut up.
So Kodaka meets up with Senna's dad, and one of my favorite parts of the show happened. And
I'm not dating her.
Kodaka.
Go away.
Kodaka's like, I'm not dating her. So then he starts running away, and then he just leaps up into the air, and all he yells is, "What's going on?" Everybody else is just staring at him. He's just some guy in like an old samurai style robe flying through the air. That's all you see.
Well, his name is Pegasus.
And he spread his wings that day.
Oh my god, that
was like one of the best parts of the season.
It was. What's going on?
Oh god.
Fly away now.
This is one of the reasons why I kind of like Boku more than Orimo.
Yeah, because you have those outrageous moments. Okay. So,
because there's not. Never mind.
They finally.
Not enough yandere.
So Senna finally decides to reveal to Kodaka that it turns out that Kodaka and Yozuna were not the only two people that knew each other before the making of the Neighbors Club. Senna and Kodaka knew each other before the
they knew each other because they were like zero.
And they had an arranged marriage between the two of them.
I
they actually were engaged.
If I was putting hair, I'd go for that. I would just say fuck it, YOLO, and go for that. But I guess because I'm not putting hair, whatever.
Pussy man McPudding hair.
Pussy. Well, right now he's got a chance, but then he pussies out and he doesn't take it, and then he's just forever pussy senpai.
Which it pretty much should make sense that Senna and Kodaka would have some sort of connection, because I mean, hey, the dads know each other. Shouldn't that mean that they know each other? Well, yeah, they do, because they're arranged. They have an arranged marriage.
Were they?
Nah, I think it's pure coincidence. Maybe they just ran into each other one day.
No.
Yeah.
So Kodaka decides that because he's a pussy, he decides, oh, let's just forget about the arranged marriage, and we're going to keep this a secret from everybody. Nobody has to know.
And Senna doesn't like that.
Oh, does she not like that?
No,
she wants the tea.
Well, it turned out that Kate knew about it, and she told Maria about it, and Maria, out of her mouth, she says it in front of everybody. That they're all engaged. That they're.
Oh, hey guys! By the way, they're engaged.
By the way, I didn't know if you knew this, but did you know how cell phones work? Oh, right.
No, that was last season.
That was season 1.
Yeah. So
they're engaged.
You know how
cell phones work?
There's a TV trope called the heroic blue screen of death, when a hero or a protagonist just completely shuts down, and this is the first time since probably watching Madoka Magica where I saw a character in an anime just completely shut down for multiple episodes. And Yozuna is the one that does this. She just shuts down from this point forward for the rest of the series. They try to finish the movie, which if they learned Yozuna had actually plagiarized the complete script from a different movie, which was obscure. So Senna decides she brought so in the next episode Senna says I brought a backup script, and they do the movie that Senna had.
And guess what? It was the OP all along.
I know. The movie that they did was the OP for the series.
Who would have thought?
I wouldn't have thunk.
So, it also kind of reminded me of the OVA story that they did.
Yep. Yep.
The relay novel. That starts off with Kodaka's character going into... Okay, anyway, you heard our... If you haven't heard our...
Universe!
Kodaka was, he was a complete filler. Like, he was being a filler for his sister while they were filming it.
Yeah. So they go to...
Yep.
Yeah, they go to Kabato's school festival because she has her own film.
Because she's in middle school.
And she's apparently a celebrity at her middle school. Like, everybody idolizes her.
I idolize her. I mean, fuck.
Me too.
I'm just some 20-year-old, like, in her classroom just staring at her. I mean, what?
So...
That came out wrong. Let me try again. I'm just in her bedroom staring... Oh, okay, that was worse.
So...
I'm naked?
At the end,
there was the boss fight.
There's this whole thing with the student council president and Yozuna.
Oh, that's right, because he pussies out. He's like, peace, I'm pussying out. Because that's where Senna's like, yo, bitches, I still want the D.
So Rika confronts Kodaka, but he decides to pull his whole, what was that?
What was that?
And then he just kind of hightails it. Next episode, he leaves the club room, and he's not like... After they have their little movie, which they couldn't finish in time for the thing, but they screened it with everybody else, like everybody watched in the club room, Kodaka just leaves the club. Like, he stops going to the club. And he starts off by hanging out with, of all people, the student council president and the very girl that's trying to ruin the club bullcrap.
Hey, guys.
The Anna traitor.
Guys. Don't you love it when they introduce new characters? Very last episode.
So after finally being away from the club for like so long, he goes back and... Well, he doesn't go back. Aoi goes in and confronts everybody that's at the club because she's like, this isn't a legitimate club.
That was before.
Yeah, she does.
That was before.
She does that before. Yeah, I'm backing up.
Oh, okay. What? Timeline, hold up. Okay, so they do the heap, and then after the heap, they do the cell phone thing. And then after the cell phone thing, they make the club, right?
We're going way too... No.
A little bit too far back.
And then he leaves the club?
No. Oh, wait, he doesn't leave the club yet.
He never leaves the club.
No, he left the club for like a week.
But he doesn't leave the club.
He didn't leave... Okay, he stopped showing up to club for...
He didn't officially stop leaving.
Yeah, he stopped going to the club though because everybody was pissed off that he stopped coming to the club when he was hanging out with the student council chick and then the chick that was trying to ruin the club. They were pissed at him because he also stopped going to the club. But I don't remember exactly where this falls in the timeline. But anyway,
it was episode like
It's 11 and 12. It all happens within the last 2 episodes. See, they mesh in they're like the same episode to me.
Yeah, kind of.
Because it happens like one right after the other.
Yeah, it does. It just kind of hits you, boom, boom, boom. But anyway, Aoi decides that she's going to try to ruin the club. And
that was more like, I thought episode 8 was that.
That was, no. They just bumped into each other. Aoi actually went after them in episode
I know that. I thought that, though, happened. Well, hold up.
No.
Back
She doesn't really try to do anything until episode 11.
Hey.
Just when Yoza and when she tried at first, and then she came back after in episode 11 because in episode 8 she failed. So in episode 11 she came back and she had a way to shut down the thing. But then Senna decides to call her dad up, and she's like, yo, make Maria an actual teacher. And then Maria's officially a teacher, and now the club is back to being an official club.
Because suck Senna's cock.
So...
Yeah, well, because technically her family kind of like runs that shit, so she can get away with whatever the hell she feels like it.
But yeah, no, Kodaka actually was starting to show up. Was starting his whole thing where he decided to stop showing up after the whole movie thing, and then he's helping out them with the student council shit, and he runs into Yukimura, and Yukimura starts talking about what's been happening with the club, which nobody's really there. It's just her and Senna, and it's just really she's there and Senna's playing her games. That's it.
Yep, I'd enjoy that.
Yozora, she shut down a few episodes ago. She's gone. And Rika, she's pissed off at Kodaka for leaving. Well, not leaving, but stop for not showing up to the club. And Yukimura actually, basically, she came to meet up with him, and then Rika decided to call Kodaka to say that he needed to come up to the rooftop, and then there's an epic confrontation.
It's the final boss of the season.
Rika has these weird little metal balls, which she named after. She
loves balls.
Which she named after the special attack from Kobato's favorite character, and she starts throwing all these metal balls at him with her mind, which is really
balls in my face.
It's really just a device that she has, and she's remote controlling the balls to go flying at Kodaka, and she's yelling at him the whole time about what's going on, and he's yelling back at her, and they're fighting about how they were trying to make friends with the club and how everything was being ruined, and then finally he manages to talk her down, and he breaks the cat ears that were supposedly controlling the balls, but it wasn't really the cat ears. Rika had a remote the whole time. She hits him with the balls one last time. They were both knocked out, and then he's like, "Hey, Rika." She's like, "What?" So he's like, "You want to be my friend?" She's like, "Okay." And the show ends.
The fuck ending was that?
And then the show
with
ends.
Yozora running away.
Yozora's running away, and
Senna and they're about to make out.
They were supposed to have a talk, but they never finished. They never actually talked.
They were about to make out.
No, they were about to have a talk, and
they were about to break up.
Kodaka and Rika
were about to make a baby.
Were apparently they made friends with each other, even though the whole time they're technically friends.
No, they're not. They can't be because they're in a club for making friends. They can't have friends to be in a club about making friends.
So Kodaka...
I don't understand your logic, Cloud.
Whatever. I don't care. Kodaka and Rika become friends at long last, and then that's how the show ends. Just her.
Yeah, you know, the ending culmination to that is pretty much like one big Gynax.
Hey guys, there might be a season 3. That's pretty much what it says.
There better be
because
3. Because
the reason why
all I have to say is fuck the ending to that show.
Well, because it's not quite as bad as the way Panty Stocking did it, where everything just got fucked. Like the only thing that ever gets resolved is, the fight that Rika pretty much just starts, but everything else is still kind of left hanging.
Yeah, except the whole Rika and Kodaka thing, that was pretty fully resolved, but everything else was just...
Well, yeah, that's what I said.
Yeah, they left us with so many unanswered questions. What's happening between Kodaka and Senna? Where's Yozuna going? What's going to happen to the club now? Why are all these answers not being given to us? Fuck you!
But you know why, right?
Because they're making season 3 to answer those questions.
The light stories, they stopped making... So they made, they did, the first season, I think, covered the first 4 light novels. Yep. And then the second season covered the next 4 light novels, but they didn't make any more light novels until... They didn't want to make any more until after they ended this season.
And
I think a lot of people were thinking... I think they were skeptical that there wasn't going to be a season 3.
And they're working on the new light novels, so
yeah,
that's gonna be season 3 when they get.
Yeah, but that's gonna take a shit ton of a long time.
Yeah.
Just wait till 2014, late 2014, we'll get it.
Pretty much that, or early 15.
Yeah, but yeah, that I have to say, I'll admit. All right, so Boku wa Tomodachi, whatever. I don't even know how to say it anymore.
Tamagotchi, no Digimon.
No Digimon. Lanex XD face.
Actually, what do you guys think of the fact that we actually kind of watched it while the second season was still kind of ongoing?
Well, you guys watched it when it was going. I just finished it about a week ago or so.
Well,
I watched it all, and I watched it.
I just I want to ask you a question. The entire it's not just the season, but the franchise itself related. What do you think your opinions would have been like? Would you have been more anxious to see season 2 if we saw Boku on its original airing?
Yes.
Well, you guys can say that.
Well, yeah. Well, I guess I'm asking this to Landon then.
I would have loved to. I would have probably been sitting there masturbating every single day.
Because we kind of got a little bit of leeway because Next started airing as soon as we finished Boku.
It had a couple episodes out.
We would have been way anxious for the second season if we watched the first one way back in 2011.
Yeah, because I think there was at least 3 or 4 episodes already out.
Yeah.
There was 2 or 3 episodes, and then Landon had watched all the first 4 because I remember he was wicked excited for episode 5 of Next after we had finished the first season. We had just finished the first season reviewing it.
Wait, I thought he was saying that episode 5 ended on a cliffhanger.
Yeah, episode 5 had ended on some sort of cliffhanger. It was the one when they figured out what happened 10 years ago with the dream sequence.
Yes.
That was the episode that it ended on when we started the review for the first season.
Yeah, because Landon was going nuts.
Because Landon was like, "Where's my next episode of Next? Fuck."
Shit, son. That was my next episode of season 3. Fuck.
Yeah, that's when Landon
season
still had
3.
some...
I'm already on the next season, fucker. In the future.
That's when Landon still had respect for Kodaka.
Yeah, that's when he still had some sort of
pussy senpai.
Now he's pussy senpai.
Piece of shit.
Did anyone else notice this is a very small aesthetic thing that I noticed? But they had a slight color palette alteration in between the first season and Next. They kind of changed everything to be more in tune with the light novels, the art of them.
Well, yeah, I think, what is it? Kodaka's hair looks a little bit darker.
It's a little bit darker. The eye color for Kobato and Senna, they're much more lighter colored, especially Kobato's, because Kobato's eyes used to be a dark blue, a deeper blue, and then they got changed to a very light blue, a lot like Senna's eyes instead.
Yeah. Did Yozuru's eyes get brighter too, or what?
Yozuru's eyes got a little bit brighter. Her hair color changed to be more purpley rather than a dark.
Yeah, it used to be a dark black.
You can tell hardcore the color difference if you just go into the My Anime list and the splash image for season 1, and then you go to season 2, and it's what the fuck?
They changed. I think what they did was they were trying to change it in the second season to be more like the light novels. Because the art for the manga light novels is more like what season 2 had, and season 1 the color was kind of different. So
this tends to happen a lot of times with anime sometimes.
Yeah, because they're more focused on trying to bring the characters to life, so they don't think of the color palette as much. They just try to get it similar. But in season 2, they decided to crack down on that and try to get it to look more like the visual novels.
Yeah.
So,
were you gonna say something?
I was just gonna ask thoughts on the second season.
Pussy.
Well, honestly, I actually had to voice my opinion because this was a really, really big 180 from the first season.
It really was.
Like when we originally said in Orimo, that
you keep doing that.
Here we go again.
Well, when we were originally talking about Orimo, how it didn't leave as big of an impact as Boku does, this is the kind of reason why, because of this shit.
Yeah.
I mean, because Boku originally, like, they have some pretty good characters. You know, they actually have impact to the story. They're not like just side people just kind of sitting there, except for maybe like Maria.
What does she even do?
she calls Goraka's sister a poopy vampire.
Fuck her, kill her.
But
Demon of the light.
Like next was pretty much kind of like season 1, where it was like more or less the same, until that whole like arranged marriage thing started like coming into light, and then freaking Yozura's whole character pretty much got destroyed. Everybody like Kodaka pretty much started showing his most negative side that he's ever had.
Pussy.
And everybody else was just generally disliking him. So it pretty much all culminated to how much are they going to hate him before he just, completely like vanishes off the map, like he just doesn't want to deal with it anymore. Which he kind of did a little bit, but not quite exactly as permanent. Although Yozora pretty much did. And then how it all culminates with pretty much just Rika having, what you guys said, a final boss fight with Kodaka, which pretty much ends with them saying that they're friends, even though they kind of are. I don't think that was enough of an ending to, satisfy that sour taste in my mouth.
Yeah.
Pussy.
I'm gonna say that the second season overall, I liked it, but at the same time, it was very. What should I say?
Do you think it was a little forced?
I feel like the ending was very stay tuned for the next exciting episode kind of thing.
Which I didn't like.
You want something worse?
The ending was, like, part of it was good, like the ending was good, but it wasn't ideal. Like you knew that it was trying to push that next set of episodes that are going to be coming out in the future on you.
If you want something worse, watch Index.
Oh God! Now I'm not.
2 Index. My God, that is terrible. Like
I
the arc
don't
they
know.
finish it off of. Oh my God.
It makes you rage.
Oh my God. It's like they did like half. They did like a giant arc. Like there's 2 giant arcs in that. There's like 5 arcs. There's 3 smaller ones. There's 2 bigger ones.
That's a different anime. We'll talk about that later.
But it kind of makes like.
Yeah, but if we talk about that, then our video's going to be way too long.
Too far. No, it's not. It's okay. It's going to be. All right, it's going to be a 3-hour. Okay, you're making it longer by having this conversation.
Let's just get back to talking about the other one.
Okay, so like I said, but they had like this huge arc. They could have ended it off that arc, but then they had this like small like two episode or 1 episode thing, and they're just like, oh hey, guess what? Stuff's gonna happen. I was like,
what's not happening now?
I was like,
but yeah, Boku, well, not quite as at the magnitude that Landon has described, but it kind of ended in a way like that.
Pussy.
So, yeah, pretty much until Season 3 comes out, which won't be for a while, Kodaka's kind of irredeemable.
Pussy.
He technically caused, on his own, and the entire internal destruction of the club. Like, they don't even know. We don't even know what's happening to the club anymore at this point.
Actually,
the club's fate was left completely unanswered.
Well, yeah, because when Kodaka started, when Kodaka kind of took his unofficial leave, everybody started falling apart because, you know, the fact he wasn't there spending time with them, so a lot of people got pissed off. Everyone was mad at him,
because
except for
the entire anime was a harem for Kodaka. Even for Kobato, who's his own sister.
Delicious.
Yeah, well, it's because it's like he disappears. Everybody starts getting pissed at him because he's not coming back. Yozora is pretty much completely gone because she's still shocked over that revelation.
Yozora just completely shut down from the moment she learned that him and Senna were supposed to marry each other, because Yozora's whole reason for making the club was to be friends with Kodaka again. Yeah, completely convoluted plan, rather than just say, hey, let's hang out outside of school sometime. No, let's make a club so we can be friends again. Because I don't know how to actually be... But, yeah, it was like... all this culmination, and then Yozora just...
It's Maria's fault. Fuck Maria.
Regardless of how it turned out, somebody would have found out about his marriage thing, and it pretty much would have just started all over again.
It's fucking Maria's fault.
The thing that pissed me off, though, is, like I said, this whole thing with the club starting was because Yozora did not want to take a more intelligent approach to becoming Kodaka's friend again. She decided to make a club in order to draw him in. She didn't want anybody else in the club. She just wanted the club to be her and Kodaka, which was addressed in the first season, and then they frickin' throw all this shit in. And honestly, I think Yozora got what she deserved, because she basically pulled everyone along for the ride for her. And then when she learned about that whole marriage thing with Senna and Kodaka, I think she got what she deserved. She can go be depressed and go on her little journey.
Yeah, but then it ends up being a double negative because of the fact that it also causes Kodaka to ruin it for everybody else. It
is, because Kodaka decided to be a pussy. So he ruined...
So it's a positive if it's a double negative?
No. What happened was, it's Yozora's fault the club exists in the first place, because the club didn't have to exist in the first place. But it's Kodaka's fault... No, because
it had to, so we could have the anime.
So we could have.
It's like we you know, I could just be friends with you, but we wouldn't have an anime and make lots and lots of money.
So we have to make a club, and we have to get in a lot of trouble for it. But anyway, Kodaka, it's Kodaka's fault. It's Kodaka's fault that the club was broken down to the point that it is at the end of this series. As of now.
Yeah, I can imagine that. Yozora is pretty much like one day, hey, we could be friends, but you kind of want to like make a plot out of this and, you know, start like an anime or something. Oh, okay. Sell some merchandise, maybe.
I hope season 3 they go school days all over this shit.
Oh God, no!
So don't even explain that until after.
It's like Yozora's whole journey and stuff just turns into a massive yandere.
What would you say is your overall opinion of the second season compared to the first season?
Pussy.
So we already know Landon's thoughts.
The evolution of Pussy Senpai.
Pussy.
What about you, Justin?
Okay, I like the first season.
Pussy.
It didn't have the bullshit that happens in next.
Sorry.
It was really good. You know, it was funny. You know, they had good character. Well, except for Maria.
Fuck Maria.
Who was just kind of there, basically. And you know, it had all that stuff. And then next comes it kind of like makes you like make believe that this stuff, you know, is just going to happen again, maybe just with some extra twists and turns. And then they hit you with like a fucking like massive crossroads that just totally destroys the original mood that you had of the original season. it just kind of puts like this over like melodramatic kind of like scenario in front of you, and it's like, what the hell happened to the mood? So inevitably it ends up becoming a sort of anime that gives you severe mood whiplash at times, especially once it really starts going into the whole Kodaka is pretty much abandoning them kind of part of the anime.
Now,
So ultimately it just becomes like one massive clusterfuck of what the hell's going on.
my personal opinion of the second season,
Uh-huh.
I didn't like it as much as the first season, and mostly because, as I explained, the first season, it had like everything that you would expect from that kind of thing. Like everything built up really nicely, and then you basically had a deconstruction of the plot a little bit near the end, which was good. I liked it. But then you come across the second season, which rather than try to address the problems, just like Kodaka does, the anime itself puts the problems away, shelves them for a while, goes into like this other bull crap, and then it finally brings up the problems. Then they put them back away again. Then another problem comes up, and they try to put that away, and then just everything piles up until shit hits the fan, and it's all because they're fucking stupid.
Well, if you want to be metaphorical, Maria is pretty much the one thing that causes the shelf to pretty much collapse.
Yeah.
Because she opens her mouth.
I mean, I admit, I guess, what I figured there would have been more drama behind the whole Yosuda and Kodaka were friends at one point, but they just kind of shelve it, and then they come back with the whole Senna and Kodaka are supposed to be marrying thing. And then just everything's just like, well.
Yeah, actually, because I think at the end, instead of like something major like it should have been, I think ultimately Yozura's original friendship with Kodaka pretty much became more of a subplot than an actual plot of the anime, because it seemed to only like get pushed aside once it revealed that Kodaka was engaged to Senna.
That angered me too. Like the only hint you have that Senna and Kodaka have any sort of connection the first season is that
the parents know each other.
The parents know each other. That's all you know. And, like, they obviously are going to hang out together because, well, their parents knew each other. But you're not led to believe, like, anything really happens until a couple episodes into the second season, when the second season starts piling on clues to tell you, oh, hey, there's something more going on here. At first, you really just think, oh, hey, Senna probably just really has a big crush on Kodaka, and Yosuda does too, and now they're going to fight over him.
And now it's a hero.
But, like, the second season, like you said, it stripped away the importance of the Yosuda-Kodaka old friend angle, and then it just completely tries to throw in another piece of, like, story elements. It just
a piece of this convoluted puzzle.
Yeah, like they just convoluted puzzle pieces that just like they slowly destroy the plot of the show.
Like, well, ultimately,
okay, so they didn't strip it away. It was there, but only for the person it mattered to. It doesn't matter to anyone else besides Yosuda. That's the only person that the old friendship matters to.
You know what? He's actually right.
No one else cares. They are living in the present.
That's true.
She's living in the past, and that's why the whole movie thing was her trying to get be the best friend role with Kodaka.
But that's what I was trying to say. Like everybody else, like they didn't care, but then they have Yosuda. Like Yosuda pushes this whole thing, which nobody wanted. Like it's almost like they tried to force a piece of like I'm trying to get at something, but I can't.
You know what?
What
it ultimately did was it was trying to put Yozura in the spotlight for a while, because it seemed like their entire friendship. Well, I mean, their friendship was pretty much the whole plot of this anime, at least in this first season. And then when the second season comes, it's like Senna just
they kind of watered everything down. So they tried to give Yosa another piece of, spotlight, like you said, and then they just, like I said, they shelved it. Like I don't mind the whole nobody like really caring about anything. It's like that whole curveball that they throw and have Yosa be so adamant all of a sudden again.
Yeah.
Like the fact that they just shoved that in there for a couple episodes bothered me. I'm not gonna lie. I enjoyed watching the whole thing. I don't really have too many big complaints. It's kind of weird that they would just shove that right in there for one episode or two, and then just go back to what it was.
Well, yeah, but it's just because, like I said, Yozuru was supposed to be pretty much a main focus of the plot, and then next comes along, and when you finally learn that they're engaged, it's pretty much like Senna just kind of pushes her out of the spotlight, and then she becomes like the main focus, and it like completely destroys what they originally were doing with Yozuru, which kind of makes it almost pointless.
I think what I would have liked was that if the episodes where they give Yozuru more importance in the second season, I think it would have made more sense if they pushed it back towards the beginning of the show to kind of use the first episode to try to, as an exposition, to bring in like everything that happened through the first season, and then try to move in, like segue into the whole Yozuru and Kodaka and Yozuru insisting that they like I would have liked if they used the first couple episodes to do that, and then they pushed over to the Senna angle later on. It's just they start off the first few episodes like nothing really happens, and then it pushes back to Yozuru, and then it pushes away, and then it pushes back to there's like a tug of war, and I think it would have made more sense if Yozuru's a couple episode arc would have just been pushed earlier into the season.
Well, what if there what would you think if Next didn't have that whole Senna and Kodaka being engaged thing? Like, do you think it would have like ended up being like differently?
Honestly, I think without that it would have lost some of the drama that it did, and I think it would have just been a slightly plotless. Like they either would have had to focus more on Yozuru some more, or which would have costed the other characters having any importance. Like most of them would have lost a lot of the importance that they gained through Next, which is one of the reasons I do like Next, because they give
I think
to more characters.
Next characterizes everybody.
Next gives more characterization to everybody, but at the same time, if they had at the same time, it's at the cost of adding in like the way that they did the whole the more dramatic parts of the show. They kind of just strewn them about randomly. Like, so rather than have Yozuru's part at the beginning, then Senna's later on, they kind of just like mesh everything wherever.
Yeah, I think they did that because they are all fighting over him. They're all fighting over for his attention.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's why, like, because is your life always defined by arcs, like in terms of your relationships? If you have like two people fighting over you, well, no.
That's a good point. So I guess what it is it's the show's way of trying to create a personificate. Like the show is personifying the whole idea of a tug of war.
Yeah, it's just they don't do it as jokingly as Orimo does it. Which, that entire thing is almost like a parody on visual novels and dating sims.
Yeah, but that's for a different video. I guess that kind of covers everything. Unless Landon wants to add anything else.
Pussy.
All you really said was just pussy.
So final thoughts?
Final thoughts on Boku X.
Yeah.
Let's start with you, Landon, unless you just want to just repeat that one more time for us.
Pussy.
Okay, that's Landon's thoughts.
That's all.
Landon's correcting all of your guys' bad ideas and thoughts of this. Yeah.
Because we disagree with you, okay?
No, I'm just correcting you.
You're just correcting us. Okay, yes. Whatever. Okay.
Okay.
I guess that's it. That covers everything, then.
Yeah. That's it. That's my.
Yeah, I just wish there was. I mean, I guess they kind of traded, like, they traded less focus on the whole Yozora thing that they've been building up for a while for more characterization and more drama, so it, I guess, is a little bit more interesting. But at the same time, they kind of like, you know, I think they stumble over a few things. Is what I'm trying to say.
That's what that's what I'm trying to say too. Like, I like it, and I think it did a good job of what it was doing, but at the same time, it didn't do things as well as it could have. But it was a good show. I enjoyed it.
Yeah. So ultimately, this season isn't as great as the original, but it's not terrible
better.
either.
In my opinion. In my opinion, I like the first one more.
Yeah.
It's 1,000 times better.
And Landon says that it's better. Okay, so
That is pussy.
So basically, we just covered everything. That's the end of the review, I guess. Landon thinks that the second season's better,
Pussy.
and me and Justin consider the first one better.
Pussy.
We shared our thoughts. And
Pussy.
can I please end the review without you cutting in?
No.
Thank you.
Pussy.
Well, then you end it.
Pussy.